Hello, this is the perfect setup guitar and bass. A lot of what my channel and what my videos are going to be about are taking an inexpensive guitar and making sure it plays well and hopefully sound better and play or sound just as good as an expensive guitar. I'll quickly go through some of my attempts to do so. This is a Squire vintage modified body with an all parts neck. I threw in Fender original 62 pickup with Fender controls here. This is a three-way selector switch which controls two different tone capacitors which I can mix on this 500K push-pull pot. So I can go from quite bright to quite dark if I like. The push-pull pot controls the pickup whether it goes through the volume and tone or completely bypasses and goes directly out. This guitar bass I'm currently working on, it has the same tone capacitor selector switch, which I'm trading and stealing from at the moment. When it's up and running, it has a volume control per each pickup with the neck as the main volume control. So you add in how much mix of the bridge you throw in there. Now, it has a push-pull pot where it controls from parallel into series, which helps these stock pickups because they're funny size and helps give me the oomph in which this bass needs. Get in there, stop banging stuff. It's the cousin here. I threw on Gibson P94 humbucker size single coil. All 300K pots, Gibson pots. This is the volume control for the neck, and this is the volume for the bridge. Now those run through this 4-pole three-way selector switch, in which I run regularly parallel, or with one reverse phase pickup in series, so you get the reverse phase P90 sound, but you don't lose volume. In fact, you may gain a bit of volume in gain. Then when you have the last selection, you run it in series proper phase, so it sounds like a humbucker P90 guitar. It's pretty neat. Then it has a master volume, master tone. Watch for that in the future. Now I've really liked wiring the guitar like that. I may put this guitar like that in the future. But the way it's ran now, this is a Epiphone Wilshire, and with my name being Will, it's like I must have it. So I got it. And it has a Gibson Explorer pickups out of an older Explorer. So it has the vintage braided cables coming off the pickups. I've ran it Gibson 50s vintage style wiring with a volume and tone per each pickup. I didn't give it a master volume though. What I did do is give it a push-pull. And so you can control how much mix of the series that you get. Now, when you throw it into series, because there's two tones with two capacitors, you run into a problem where you activate both capacitors and it turns the guitar dark. So I've turned this three-way selector switch into a ground lift switch for my tone pots. So when you're running this pickup, you can run its original pot that runs directly off of that volume pickup. And if you feel like, you can run the opposite tone pickup that isn't directly attached to that volume, whether it's you're running the bridge or the neck or whichever, eh? So it activates those tone pots a little bit differently. That's Will's Wilshire. Now, my Ibanez here, I've taken out the passive original pickups and I threw in these active EMG 60 and 80 ones, which are crammed all in there with this 5-way super switch, which gives me neck, both pickups, bridge, both pickups, volume, bypass tone, and then both pickups bypass everything and directly out. And with that being a active guitar, really drives the front of that tube amp crazily, let me tell you. Now, one of my crown jewels here is my Squier Vintage Modified, in which I highly modified with some Wilkinson pickups. You can run it as a normal Strat, fat Strat, or either a normal Strat with splitting the coil. And when you have the humbucker, you can have either in parallel or in series. On the bridge and middle pickup selector, there's a 5-way super switch in which I have reversed the phase of the middle pickup, which turns this bridge volume into a phase controller for the middle pickup. So it's a little bit strange, but it works. And for the middle there, I have turned it back around to its normal phase setting. So you can run it just the middle, or when you run it in series, you're running the neck and the middle in series full power. With the neck and the middle, you can run either just the regular setup, or when it's in series, you have everything in series, giving it an extremely fat and heavy and meaty sound. And then the neck, either neck or neck and bridge. All the time, you can either have humbucker or single coil in all of these pickup selections. So you have 15 different pickup selections, with 3 of them which are controllable with 2 different tone capacitors to choose from, giving you 30 different voicings out of this Stratocaster. And last but certainly not least is my Epiphone Gothic, in which I threw in some lace sensor humbuckers, red and silver and red and blue, which is Gibson P90 style and Gibson PAF style with hot pickups, which are quite hot. And since they're lace pickups, I can run them individually, separately, if I like, without any issues. So I have put on 6-way switches on both pickups. Give me either, I can choose the one pickup, both pickups parallel, or the other pickup. I can start with the top pickup, reverse phase the other pickup in series, or start with the bottom pickup, reverse phase the top pickup in series, or humbucker in series with both of the humbuckers. And then I threw those into another 6-way switch, which does the same thing. I got this pickup, or both pickups parallel, this pickup start, reverse phase, this pickup series, this pickup start, reverse phase, this pickup series, and both pickups series. So with some of the phasings, you do get, I think, 4 that are extremely similar. And there are 2 spots that completely kill the guitar completely out with the phasing. That's with the phasing though. All the other, before you minus that, you got like 154 different, or some huge number. That's a lot of settings. Then it has a volume and tone control, which before it goes there, it has another 6-way selector switch, which has a 0.047 capacitor going through the tone and volume, a 0.033, a 0.022, no tone capacitor going through the tone and volume, bypass tone and volume going through a 0.022 capacitor, and then bypass everything going directly out. So you can go from completely dead quiet to extremely loud with this guitar, and everything in between. So you can look out for further in-depth videos on these. Hopefully I'll be able to compare them to more expensive guitars and such. And I'll eventually be working on other guitars and other projects. And I'll just quickly throw this APY box in here. The original version was awful. It completely gutted the thing. It hummed and clicked, and it was so loud. So it doesn't really hum so much. It doesn't hum. The clicks are not so bad. It's livable. With the passive APY box, I don't think you'll ever fully, completely, 100% get rid of all your problems, but I think I did a pretty good job on it. Anyways, those are my guitars and what have you. Please like and share and watch my other videos.